Moldova's neutrality clause won't stop them from defending themselves against Russia, says Deputy Secretary General of NATO. Shocking revelation: Serbian weapons manufacturers secretly selling missiles to Western nations for use in Ukraine conflict. France launches largest military maneuvers in decades, simulating conflict between Arnland and Mercury. Enjoy watching and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on important news. NATO deputy on how alliance would react if Moldova is attacked by Russia. The Deputy Secretary General of the ATO has claimed that if Moscow were to launch an attack on Moldova, a former Soviet state, the country would not be considered militarily weak despite its neutral status. In an interview with a Romanian television channel, Mircea Geoana stated that the neutrality clause outlined in Moldova's constitution must be adhered to. This clause guarantees that Moldova will maintain permanent neutrality and can only be overturned via a referendum. Nonetheless, Russian forces have been stationed in Transnistria, a breakaway Moldovan region, since the early 1990s conflict. The ongoing Ukraine conflict has raised questions about the future of the pro-European nation of Moldova. Moldova was granted EU candidate status in June 2022, concurrently with Ukraine. We need to acknowledge that the Constitution of the Republic of Moldova includes a neutrality clause, which was established after the Transnistria conflict 30 years ago, stated Geoana, as per a summary. Therefore, this must be honored. Nevertheless, President Maia Sandu's government in Chisinau comprehends that neutrality does not equate to military frailty, Geoana added. Neutrality doesn't imply a lack of capacity to defend your citizens and land. However, the Deputy Secretary General of NATO cast doubts on Moscow's capability to deploy additional troops to Transnistria, which would necessitate taking over all of Ukraine, including Odessa, to establish a connection with the troops stationed there. Odessa, a major Ukrainian city, is the closest population center in the country to Transnistria and its capital, Tiraspol. Moldova has already experienced some of the spillover effects from the Ukraine conflict, with missiles penetrating its airspace just last month. On Monday, Hungarian airline Wizz Air announced that it will halt flights from the capital starting March 14th, citing concerns about the safety of Moldova's airspace in light of the ongoing war. As a result of the recent events in Moldova and the heightened, albeit not immediate, threat to the safety of the country's airspace, Wizz Air has made the difficult but prudent decision to suspend all flights to Chisinau from March 14th, the airline declared in a statement. If a friend turned out to be not a friend. Serbian-made missiles got into Ukraine. The inquiry revealed that Serbian weapons manufacturers are vending missiles intended for Grad installations to Western nations, who subsequently export them to the Ukrainian military. An uproar is brewing in Serbia over the dissemination of photographs of Grad MLRS missiles made in the country and believed to be in use by the Ukrainian army, which have appeared in the media and on social media platforms. According to specialists, the 122mm ER Grad 2000, G2000 missiles, which are produced in Serbia, have a maximum range that has been increased from 20 to 40 kilometers and are easily recognizable due to the rocket engine's characteristic stabilizers with rectangular edges. The Serbian press asserts that Canada and the United Kingdom are procuring these munitions and then transporting them through third countries to Ukraine, using the following delivery route: Serbia, Turkey, Slovakia, Ukraine. However, it is logical to assume that Serbia was aware of the ultimate destination of these goods. Who else would NATO nations purchase Soviet missiles for if not Ukraine? Furthermore, specialists have remarked that the standard markings on these missiles have been altered, indicating that Serbian suppliers were well aware of where their products would end up and attempted to conceal it. As a result, parliamentary hearings have begun in Belgrade concerning the sale of 3,500 Grad MLRS missiles to Ukraine, as reported by the MASH channel. The deputies were interested in how Serbian intelligence and the foreign ministry could have authorized the provision of 122mm missiles to Turkey, which, for one, produces the same warheads and, secondly, supplies arms to Ukraine. It was discovered that a company associated with arms dealer Slobodan Tesic, whose name appears in the Interpol database, was involved in the supply chain and even aided in the United States bombing of Libya. Nonetheless, Serbian Defense Minister Milos Vucevic, who supports the country's entry into the EU, claims that this is solely a business matter and the Serbian government is not involved. Interestingly, Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić told journalists the following: "The raging conflict in Ukraine persists. Both sides are expected to launch offensives. Everyone is in a rush, so there will be offensives from both sides. In such circumstances, everyone is eager to achieve any outcome. Western leaders told me, we have a conflict in Europe, and we are a part of it, even if we openly claim we are not. They say that Belgrade will lose a lot or everything if we don't behave properly." France holds largest ever military drills amid bloody backdrop of Ukraine war. France is currently conducting its largest military maneuvers ever, with the participation of 12,000 soldiers, including NATO allies. Dubbed Orion 2023, the first phase of the war games began on February 23rd and is set to run until March 11th. These exercises are taking place 1 year after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. According to Yves Métayer, the commander of the Troop Deployment Division at the French Chiefs of Staff, the geopolitical context justifies this exercise. He also noted that the plan has been in development since 2020 and is based on the French Ministry of Defense's 2017 Strategic Review of Defense and National Security. The French Air Force's website states that Orion 2023 is intended to be a triennial cycle of exercises aimed at enhancing the operational readiness of the participating forces. During a press conference organized by the French Ministry of Defense on February 16, Division General Nicolas Lounin, commander of the Joint Operations Command, CPOIA, described the operation as unprecedented and as a sign of the return of major exercises on the territory. Arnland versus Mercury in France's biggest military exercises yet. France has launched its largest military exercises, the Orion 2023, involving 12,000 troops, including NATO allies. The exercises will simulate a conflict between two imaginary countries, Arnland and Mercury, with Arnland being supported by France and its allies. According to French Division General Nicolas Lounin, the unprecedented operation aims to enhance the operational readiness of the participating forces. The exercises will be carried out in 4 phases, with the first being operational planning, which concluded in February. The second phase, an aero-maritime campaign, is currently underway in France's southwest and involves 7,000 soldiers from 6 NATO partners. Critics of the exercises claim that France is in open preparation for war with Russia, while supporters say it is a necessary measure in the face of increasing global tensions. Other countries such as South Africa, the US, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Botswana, Djibouti, Pakistan, China, Russia, Indonesia, Italy, and Japan are also engaging in military exercises.